All right, so today we're going to start at standing. The focus of today's practice is going to be reestablishing our center. So we're going to work on some core work today. It'll be nice, gentle core work, so nothing too extreme. And then we're going to take a nice relaxing into our practice today. So I want you to take a moment here to really ground into your feet, to establish that connection. Maybe spread and wiggle your toes out a bit here to start. Roll your shoulders back and down, coming to standing mountain pose here, Tadasana. Let your hands be a little soft. Don't take too active of a stance yet. We're going to just establish ourselves in our body this morning. Allow your chin to tuck, crown of your head to pull high here. Let your belly button begin to come a little closer to your spine. It's beginning to start that subtle activity. Checking in with the body. Beginning down at the soles of your feet. Noticing your connection to your mat, to the floor below you, the ground below you. And from there, beginning to slowly move your awareness up your body. Noticing how you're physically feeling. Noticing where you're holding tension. Where you're maybe holding a little extra activity in your body today. Just taking that check-in. Allow your jaw to fall open here, parting the lips, shifting your jaw side to side. Many of us are holding a lot of tension in our jaws right now. Allow yourself a little bit of time to let that release, to notice what is there. From here, begin to check in with your thoughts and your emotions. Noticing what you've mentally brought to your mat today. What you carried to your practice. What's pulling at you right now? What has you feeling off-center? Imbalanced? Resistant, maybe even resentful. What are you carrying here? Allow yourself to be curious about those things. Begin to notice your inhale and your exhale. Noticing if one is longer than the other. Beginning to find an equal balanced breath here. Noticing the movement in your body. As you inhale and your belly begins to expand, maybe your chest lifts a bit as you fill up. Noticing as you exhale that emptying out, the belly button pulling closer to the spine at the end of your exhale. Begin to bring your focus to that center part of your body. Maybe bring a hand to the bottom of your low ribs, right at your navel, there at your belly button here. Noticing that swell of the belly on the inhale, and those muscles all pulling in, tightening in on the exhale. Bring your other hand to your low back. Noticing any movement in the low spine that is created with the breath. Move your hands so that you're at that point of your waist, right where your waist tucks in. So we're not down here on our hip bones. We're up here right under our rib cage. Fingers spread wide across the front and side of the belly. Thumbs are tucked in. Give yourself a gentle squeeze here, creating a little resistance as we breathe. Just a mild resistance created by our fingertips. On your next inhale, let your arms sweep high, your gaze may follow. Let your shoulders come down from your ears a bit here. On an exhale, take a subtle back bend. Open the front body. Breathing here. Creating this subtle crescent shape. Next, inhale, bring yourself back to center. Bring your gaze to center. Interlace your fingers, let your palms press to the sky. Maintain that space between your shoulders and your ears. Nice long neck here. On an exhale, take a tilt to the right. Let your gaze go up towards the ceiling. Pressing that left foot to the floor here, creating that opening along the left side. Next, inhale, bring yourself back up to center. Exhale, take that tilt to the left. Allowing the gaze to go up. Creating that stretch on your right side, right heel pressing down. Next, inhale brings you up to center. Exhale your arms down. Interlace behind your back. On an inhale, pull those shoulders back and down. Create that length in your front body here. Next, inhale, bring yourself back up to center. Release the clasp. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, let the arms fall back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, drop them back and down. As if you're releasing and tossing behind you some of what you've mentally and emotionally been carrying here today. Visualize yourself just letting it roll off your back. Dropping with every dip of the shoulders. One more. On an inhale, let the arms come back up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms to the sky. From here, you're going to step your right foot over your left, crossing the legs. And on an exhale, take your dip to the right. Your gaze go up. Take a little deeper twist here. Creating some balance and some strength in the center of the body. Inhale back to center. Step your right foot back to where it belongs. Take your left over your right. Exhale to the left, gaze up. Next, inhale back to center. Left foot back. Release the arms to your sides. Do some gentle shoulder rolls here. Inhaling up the front, exhaling down the back. Begin to move the opposite direction. Coming back to center on an inhale, let the arms lift high, extended mountain. Exhale, take a swan dive, moving from that center of your body. Drop into a nice heavy fold. Take a subtle bend to your knees here. Allowing your body to be heavy. Your head is heavy towards the floor. Just allowing your back to unwind here, the spine to make some space between the vertebrae. Give your head a gentle shake, yes. And a gentle shake, no. And then allow your head to just be heavy. Your next inhale, find a nice half lift here. Let the hands come to the shins to start. Elbows and shoulders tuck back. Tailbone pressing back. Let the crown of the head, that center point of your head, pull forward. So your gaze is directly down. The tip of your nose is pointed at your mat here. Nice and long through your spine. Engage your core. Let your belly button tuck to your spine a bit. Bring your hands up to your thighs. Take those shoulders and elbows back a bit more. Create that space in your body here. Next, exhale, drop yourself heavy into your fold. Hanging heavy once more. Making sure that you're at the front of your mat here. Push your fingertips to the mat. Step your right foot back and find a high lunge here for a moment. Pressing back through that heel of the right foot. Keep the core subtly engaged here. We don't want the belly to dump down. We want to keep that nice activity. You're going to turn and plant your right foot back behind your left. So you can kind of take your gaze here and judge that the heel of your left foot is about centered with the arch of your right foot. From here, you can walk your hands up to that left knee. And on an inhale, roll yourself up. Make sure your hips are facing the front wall here, that front edge of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Just bring your fingertips straight out from your shoulders. Moving into warrior one. On your inhale, let the arms lift high. You can take your gaze up. Stay focused on that center of your body, where our balance and our strength come from. On your next exhale, coming into warrior two, shifting the hips, taking that right arm behind you, left arm forward. You may even slightly increase the depth of your squat here in your legs. From here, you're going to turn your feet to that long side of your mat. Coming into balance here with one another. And then go ahead and walk your feet the opposite direction. Bend that right knee, bringing you to warrior two at the opposite side. Next, inhale. Let that left arm scoop its way around, squaring your hips with the back of your mat. Following inhale, arms lift high, finding warrior one here. Next, exhale, bring those fingertips pointed straight out from the shoulders. Left arm reaches back, find warrior two. Inhale, turn your feet to the long side of the mat, coming to center. Continue that movement. Turn yourself to where we started this at. Left knee bends, warrior two. Inhale, right arm comes around forward. Following inhale, arms lift to warrior one. Exhale, fingertips straight out from your shoulders. Following exhale, that right arm pulls back, warrior two. Inhale, feet turn to the long side of the mat. Walk yourself around to the other side. Bend the right knee, warrior two. We are all finding that we have to pivot in our lives right now. Taking this onto the mat here physically. How are you pivoting? How are you changing? How are you shifting day to day? Inhale, left arm comes forward. Following inhale, arms lift, warrior one. Exhale, fingertips straight out from your shoulders. Reach that left arm back to warrior two. Bring your feet to center, pausing here. Toes facing that long side of the mat. You can slightly pigeon toe the toes in. You can shorten your distance if you need here for your hips. Hands to the hips. Inhale, find a subtle back bend. Let those elbows tuck back a bit. Inhale yourself to center. Exhale and drop slowly into a wide leg forward fold. You can walk your feet further apart when you get there if you need. Allow your head to be heavy. Steady your breath. On an inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Active wide leg fold. Bring the hands to your hips. Inhale and lift your body up. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take that nice heavy forward fold. Shake your head gently, yes. Shake your head gently, no. From here, bring your hands to the mat and bring yourself down to tabletop. Hands and knees. Take some cat-cow when you get here. Staying mindful of that center point of your body, keeping the belly active as you roll through cat-cow. Back at a neutral spine. Bring your right hand in front of your left. On an exhale, let the hips drop towards that right heel. Head heavy, opening that right side body. Next, inhale up to table. Left hand comes in front of your right. Exhale, hips drop towards that left heel, head heavy. Inhale yourself back to table. Take your knees wide to the sides of the mat. Let your big toes touch. On an exhale, drop your hips back to your heels. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Taking this dynamically here. Next, exhale, set the hips back to the heels and find your way down to wide-kneed child's pose. Allow the body to be heavy in the space provided. Forehead to your mat. Take a subtle bend to your elbows. You can even let your fingertips meet. Settle in here, soften into the posture. Allow your exhale to release whatever needs to go, whatever needs to exit the body here. Be it a sigh or a scream, as subtle or as loud as it needs to be. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to tabletop, knees back below your hips. Go ahead and step your knees to meet one another at center. And set yourself back into hero's pose, bringing those hips to those heels, shoulders back and down. Allow your hands to find a comfortable place on your body here. It may be on your thighs, or perhaps clasped at your low belly. Let your chin tuck, crown of the head pull up. Check in with your body here. Allow that tailbone to drop, crown of the head pulling tall. Checking in with your breath. Deep intentional inhale, slow intentional exhale. From here, bring yourself onto your mat, on your back. Knees bent. Walk those shoulder blades down underneath your ribs here. Allow for that space between your ears and shoulders. Palms of the hands turn open. Allow the soles of your feet to find one another and the knees to fall open wide to bound angle. Deep sighing breaths here. Bring the palms of your hands to your low belly. Notice that expansion and contraction of the body. What do you need most right now to feel centered, to feel balanced? And though many of us may think normalcy, what we had prior to what has come in our world of recent, what do you need right now, present moment that is available? Maybe it's to scream out into the void of the universe and release some of that resentment and resistance that you may be feeling. Maybe it's to cry. Many of us aren't allowing ourselves to have that cleansing release right now. We're holding in. Maybe it's to laugh. Maybe you need a good belly laugh. To let your body and yourself know things are going to be okay. We'll make it through. Maybe it's the ear of someone to listen. Whether it's that you need to rant and rave or sigh. Maybe it's a gentle, comforting touch. Many of us are disconnected from touch right now. We feel lost without the hugs of our friends. A gentle pat on the arm. Maybe practicing some self-massage. Or allowing those that you're stuck in lockdown with, or those that are in your COVID bubble, allowing them to know that you need a hug or a touch of the hand. What do you need right now to create that center, to create that balance, to release those things that are making you feel imbalanced and resentful? Allow yourself to breathe into that. There is no wrong answer here. Simply what you need to create that space, that sense of wellness for yourself. On your next inhale, allow your knees to come up. Allow the knees themselves to press together, but step your feet wide to the edges of your mat, allowing the legs to steeple in a bit here at active rest pose. Hands remain at the low belly. Deep sighing breaths. Step your feet back towards one another. Keep your legs long. Press out through the heels of your feet. Bring the palms of your hands to your mat. Press yourself actively to the floor as if you're trying to become one with your mat here. On an exhale, let all that tension release. Allow your feet to fall away from one another. Palms of the hands turn softly open to the space above. Tuck your chin to your chest for a moment. And on an exhale, gently drop the head back down so the neck is nice and long. Take that full body check-in, starting down at the tips of your toes, working towards the crown of your head. Allowing your body to become heavy. Allowing yourself to release. Release your jaw. Allow your brow bone to be heavy, your eyes to rest deep. Three deep, heavy, sighing breaths here. One to release what was. One to release what is. And one to release what is yet to be. Allowing yourself a moment here to be heavy in your body, peaceful in your mind, soft in your breath. On your next inhale, wiggle out your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrist and your ankles. Bringing some subtle movements back into your body here. Roll yourself onto your right side body. Pausing here in transition for a moment. Noting what came up for you in today's practice. What do you need to do for yourself? What do you need to ask of from those that are in your bubble right now? To create that sense of centered balance. To be able to recalculate from where we are right now in this present moment, this present world. so that you may feel centered and balanced. From there, bring yourself up to seated. Hands at heart center when you arrive. Three deep breaths here together across the miles. Thumbs to your forehead center. The divine light within me recognizes and deeply reflects the divine light within you. Namaste.